are watching the big screen.
Let us start with a word of prayer.
I'm watching TV.
And then we shall begin. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for bringing all of us here together, and thank you for allowing us to find a time together to study your word and to just connect with each other during this busy summer. And I just want to ask that you will be with me as I speak, and as I just tell them about the background of Hebrews. And I just want to pray for each one of us that you'll be with us throughout this week, and whatever happens, that it all happens within your will. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Alright.
Watching the big screen.
Let us start by reading the whole book of Hebrews.
Thanks.
In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, He has spoken to us by His Son, whom He appointed heir of all things, and through whom also He made the universe. Alright, so this verse means... Nah, I'm messing with you.
You didn't mess with anybody. We all knew.
So would you guys actually want me to read the whole book of Hebrews? It's probably gonna take like 20 minutes.
No, thank you.
Or you guys got this on your own?
I don't know. If you wanted us to read it, you could have said something.
I know. I was thinking. Huh? For background. Background Hebrews.
You're just taking out the background of Hebrews?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Before every book, before every book, we always do background, then we do into the lesson. Alright, so I'm just gonna start then. So I'm just gonna answer the 5 W's. There's no H this time. Alright, so who do you think wrote the book of Hebrews?
Don't know.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Don't know. It's an unknown person.
Some guy in Hebrews.
Some guy in Hebrew.
Some guy named Hebrews.
No, it's a. Well, we do not know the exact author of Hebrews. Like from some of the sources I was reading, some people say, maybe Paul wrote it, but then a lot of it says unknown. Okay, and the time that I got for when this book was written was from this AD 64 to 68.
Best option of author is Luke.
Luke for Hebrew. Alright, and then
It's still in there.
still no?
Wait, when?
64 to 68. And in terms of like the location where, it has somewhat to do with Italy, because from verse chapter 13 verse 24, if you could flip through that, basically it says, "We all your leaders and all the Lord's people, those from Italy, send you their greetings." So at the end of the final greetings, it mentions the word Italy right here. And so what is the goal of, what is the purpose of Hebrew being written? So what I got is to show the superiority of the new covenant as compared to the old covenant.
So is it why or what?
That's the what?
My Bible crashed.
Bible crashed. So it's to show the superiority of the new covenant as compared to the old covenant. And that's the goal of it. So the reason for it is it's sort of like a target audience. It's more for like Jesus. Jesus believing Jews who are in danger of falling away from the faith. So that's why this text mentions a lot of the old covenant stuff with the priesthood, covenant, sacrifice, mainly targeting the Jewish audience.
I'm coming down, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
No, we're naked.
Make it. Alright, so from what I found, the book of Hebrews can be divided in 2 parts. The first part is basically called instructions, and it's from Hebrews chapter 1 to chapter 10 verse 18. Yeah, chapter 10 verse 18. That's the first part. The second part is called exhortation. That's like this is meaning more like encouragement, and that's from Hebrews 10:19 to the end of the book.
Wait, what was the first part?
Teaching, instructions.
Instructions.
Verse 18.
No,
Yeah.
From what
18.
verses?
No, verse 18, Hebrews 1.
Chapter 1 to chapter 10 verse 18.
Oh, okay.
And then exhortation is from Hebrews chapter 10 verse 19 to 13:25. Chapter 13 verse 25. So it's to the end of the book. And within the instructions, it's divided into two parts, basically. The first part is it's called superior person of Christ. So it's shown how basically how great Christ is, how much superior he is above the angels, how he is greater than Moses. And on that section, and the second section, under there is divided further into two different parts. The first part is from Hebrews chapter 1 to 2:24. And that part is basically your first page of Hebrews. It talks about the superiority of Christ, being above the angels. It's about Christ the Son of God, this section. And from Hebrews chapter 2 verse 5 to chapter 4 verse 13, it speaks about how Christ is the Son of God, Son of Man. So how Christ is human too. So this section is from Hebrews chapter 1 to Hebrews chapter 4 verse 13. It's about the superior person of Christ, and it's divided further into two sections of Christ the Son of God and Christ the Son of Man. And now the second portion under instructions is it's from Hebrews chapter 4 verse 14 to Hebrews chapter 10 verse 18. And this is about superior priests in Christ. So it's divided into three different sections. I feel as if none of you guys follow me, 'cause I'm just giving you a bunch of things.
I mean, you're just giving us a
Yeah,
outline.
because like I said, this book is really big, right? And you know, it's my fault. I should have told you guys to read it ahead of time, because if you read it, then you'll be following what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Because then I'm trying to Hebrews is being divided into two main parts with three subparts, and then just like 9 minor parts. Okay, so it's like triangle. There's 9 parts here, and then there's 3 parts here,
So 9 lessons?
and then like the main chunks of it that I'm dividing into. Like there's 13 chapters, but then some of the chapters can be combined anyway. So it's like pyramid.
So 9 lessons.
2 main parts.
Or
It's 2 main
3.
parts. Under those main parts,
Three.
there's 3.
No. Under the first one, there's 2. Under the second one, there's just only 1. And then
yeah.
and then under the 2, one of them has 2 parts. The other one has 3 parts, and the last one has 4 parts.
So this will be 9 lessons. 1 on each mini part, or 1 on each step.
That's where the whiteboard comes in.
Yes, that's where. And well, I came in late, so
Is it gonna be 3 parts or
it doesn't matter now. You know, it would make sense if I just wrote it on the board for you
Oh.
guys.
Go. No, I was just saying, but
Yeah. No, I want to write on the board, okay? Nice.
10 minutes, by the way.
Never mind. Oh, like stackers.
it's 9 minutes now. Crazy. 1 minute to finish. I believe in you, Steven.
Okay, get some ice. Is that okay?
If you don't mind, because I spit some back.
Good?
You did, yeah.
You don't pick the right ones.
That's making it worse. You just mixing it up.
Mmm.
Yummy.
I like a spit.
Well, I'm just gonna continue saying it. It's too much writing. Shit, because it's long.
You know the
Ready.
instruction.
Alright. So, will you guys follow me with what I said?
It's
Sure.
orange.
A little bit, yeah.
I get it.
Alright.
Still don't understand how relevant it
No,
yes,
'cause-
we don't know
come
the
prepared.
author. They're from Italy.
No, because I'm just breaking down the book of Hebrews without trying to give you too many information of it. So I'm giving you the briefest summary of it. And the brief summary is like summarizing within like 3 to 5 words
Yeah.
every part. So under instructions, there's 2 parts. Part A is superior person of Christ, and that section talks about, underneath that section is 2 other parts. It's on Christ being the Son of God, how Christ is above all the angels, And the second part is Christ is also the Son of Man, about how Christ is human and he's above Moses. Okay, that's the first half, the first part. The second half is it's under the title of Superior Priest in Christ. How Christ is our greatest high priest. Okay, underneath that section is divided into 3 different sections. And the first part talks about the better priesthood. Christ is the better priesthood, the better covenant, and the better sacrifice. So Christ covers all 3, as compared to the old one. Christ is the better version of it. Alright, and the last section can be is under the title of exhortation, basically encouragement, and underneath that, exhortation.
What was the word after you said that?
Encouragement.
Encouragement means encouragement. That is from chapter 10, verses 19 to the end of the book, and that section in Alpine is superior life in Christ. Alright, and underneath that section, there's 4 minor ones. The first one is confidence in faith, confidence in discipline, and confidence in future. And then chapter 13 just closes off with sending words. Right? And to make it easier, I'll just send this in group chat rather than me writing it. That's the end of the lesson.
Wait, that's it?
That's it, I told you, it's like 10 minutes long.